Well, good day everyone, you're watching Beyond the Test Drive and welcome to this first drive of this refresh for 2024 Kia Seltos. Now this is my first time driving it, so it's not a review, just some quick impressions. I've always been a fan of the Seltos. It's been a big hit for Kia, and for good reasons. It's always pleasant to drive with tons of features for the price. Although just a refresh, the changes seem to be fairly significant. Most notable is in the one we're driving, which is the top trim with the 1.6 turbocharged engines. The big news for this one here in 2024 is Kia addressed some of the gripes regarding their 7-speed dual clutch transmission, and what they did is they ditched it. They dropped in their, they got rid of it and they dropped in their well-regarded 8-speed automatic, and I think that was a good move. I think low-speed drivability is a little better, probably better longevity, and it should be better when you take your Seltos rock crawling in Moab. It's I think the only downside is maybe a little less fuel efficient, but all in all, I think that's still a good move. It definitely drives great with good shifts thus far. And this optional 1.6 turbo gets a few extra horsepower. I think it now comes in at 195 and an equal amount of pound-feet of torque, 195. So those are really healthy numbers, and you can feel it as you drive it. Now, pricing is Kia's secret weapon, as they lead in features per dollar, ranging from, I think it's $24,000 for the base model LX that comes in 2-wheel drive, all the way up to this top trim SX. This one is ringing in at $31,000, roughly 30, a little less than 32, I think 31.8 something. And I think this paint is a little bit extra, and that includes destination. Now, if you stick with the base engine, which is a 2-liter, which is combined with what I think is one of the best CVTs out there. Well, actually, Kia calls it an intelligent variable transmission, IVT. That 2-liter has, decent enough pep. Interior has really cleaned up and simplified. It's actually feels sort of like the Kia interiors of old. Lots of physical buttons down here, which is really, really nice. And then you get the joined 2 separate screens. You get the middle, your instrument cluster screen over here. Pretty good graphics and clarity and fonts over there, easy to see. And then all your infotainment system is on the very excellent Kia system. I've always liked Kia's infotainment. They've always been pretty good. This thing zips along. Steering is pretty light. Kind of fun to throw around a little bit. It's not something you're going to just dive into a turn on, but steering weights up as the speed increases. All right, let's hop out and see what we got. Parking brake down here, auto hold, 2 USBs, C and an A, 12-volt down there. Heated seats right down here. Heated seat buttons right down here, and you can lock, and you have a hill descent control. So, and a Bose sound system with some interesting grills there. Look at these. Pretty interesting. Now, also new this year is this just amazing color, Pluton Blue. That's even a cool name, and it looks great, especially in this bright sun. And it's pretty hip without being too cartoonish or over the top, so it should age well. And the other thing I like is how they've done some minor styling updates and have toned it down all a little, they've toned it down a tad. Looks much more mature and less overstyled, and much more, little mini Sorrento going on here. That 1.6 turbo, it's the same one you'll see in a lot of Kia and Hyundai cars. I've always been a fan of this 1.6. Efficient, torquey. And one nice thing about the Seltos is it has a really usable and comfortable back seat. Nice squared off for plenty of headroom. 2 USB-Cs down there, air vents. Yeah. Decent storage behind here. Seats go down like all other cars in this class do, but let's go ahead and put it in sport mode. All right. Whoa. It makes a little squirrely. It's not something you want to get too aggressive with. Alright, let's see what that does. Feels like it definitely stiffens the steering up a little bit too. Have to double check that. And we're back in normal mode. Alright, easy to get up to highway speed and plenty of passing power. You know, the ride feels a little on the soft side, which makes for a good, comfortable cruiser, but it also, you know, you can pick it up in the wallowy handling. A nice soft ride does compromise the handling just a little bit. And this is a pretty quiet cruiser. At least that's my just quick impressions on this short drive. So it seems to be doing very good, and it seems to have cabin noise on par with that CX-30, which I think these two are in the top of their class. Now a little bit on fuel economy for this 2024. This 1.6 turbo is rated at 25 in the city, 27 on the highway, and 26. I think it's 26 overall. I'll pop that up with some of the competition. And you know, this isn't a fuel sipper, but when you figure the engine performance, the fact that it's all-wheel drive and it's got good space and utility, you know, it's a decent compromise. So this has been a fun first drive for me, and this Seltos first impressions are it's great. It's great out on the highway. It's got peppy, fun performance. What should be improved off-road capability with that new 8-speed. I do like the way that 8-speed shifts. It doesn't get in the way, doesn't make itself known. And with all Kias, you get top-notch safety features for the dollar. They fix up the interior. It's much more refined, and overall, I think it does have a much more mature overall look. But we want to know what you think. Let us know your thoughts and questions, so please comment below. And mega thanks for watching this quick drive today, and have a great day, morning or evening, wherever you may be.